Hello and welcome to CKE 10,000 Gaming Channel. In this video, we'll be looking at my Kobayashi Dragon Maid Weiss Schwarz deck profile, 8 bar. So I'm running 2 copies of Trip on a Day Off, Toru, Kanma, and Miss Kobayashi. Auto, at the beginning of your opponent's attack phase, if all your characters are human or dragon, you may put the top card of your deck into your waiting room. If it's a level 2 or higher character, if it's a level 2 or lower character, this card gets the following ability until end of turn. When this card is frontal attack, you may return this card back to your hand. So it's a +1, hopefully. 3 copies of Awakening Toru. On play, you can discard a climax. If you do, choose a human or dragon character in your waiting room, return to your hand. When your climax is placed on a climax area, you can bounce this back to hand and choose one of your characters to get 1000 power until the end of your opponent's next turn. I'm running 2 copies of Choro Gone Breath Miss Kobayashi. On play, you can discard a human or dragon character. If you do, search deck for 1 trusting relations with dragons Miss Kobayashi or a character with resonate. Reveal it to your opponent, put in your hand, and it has a second act effect. Discard a card, put this card in your waiting room, and salvage a character. I'm running 4 copies of the Brainstormer. Trusting relations with dragons Miss Kobayashi. If you have another, I'm not using the first effect, I'm only using it for the second and third effect. If you have 4 more human characters or dragon characters, draw a card, discard a card, and then Brainstorm for salvage. Salvage Brainstormer. I'm running 4 copies of the Bad Boy and can act to give a character 1500 power. I'm running 1 copy of Cheese, or when this card is placed on stage from your hand, you can put a card from your hand in your stock, and when your other human or dragon character attacks, this card gets 1500 power. 1 Climax Swapper. 4 copies of the 3500 Run to the Middle. The downside is it gives your opponent's characters pay 2 Encore. 2 copies of Onset of Fury Iruru. When this card is placed on stage from your hand, if you have another character, this card gets plus 4000 power. When this card is placed on stage from your hand, if you have 4 more characters, you can choose a human or dragon character in your waiting room and put it into your stock. I'm running 2 copies of Unknown to Fear Kana. When this card is placed on stage from hand, look at top 2 cards, rearrange them if you want. And second effect, when this card is placed on stage from hand, you may pay 1, pitch 1. If you do, choose one of your opponent's characters, move it to an open position on your opponent's stage, and this card gets plus 1000 power. Running 2 copies of Hindering Recognition Toru. When this card is placed on stage from your hand, this card gets 3000 power, and it can on play discard bond to the Brainstormer. 4 copies of your level 1 combo. School Swimsuits Perfect Pool Weather Toru. If you have 2 or more other human or dragon characters, this card gets plus 2000 power, and when it attacks, and you have 2 or more other human or dragon characters, look at top 3, grab a card. 4 copies of the Early Play Bridging Humans and Dragons Toru and Kobayashi. If you have 4 more characters, Early Play. If you have 2 or more human or dragon characters, this gets plus 1000 power. And when this card is placed on stage for hand, you can resonate with the Brainstormer. If you do, choose one of the following effects and perform it. Deal 1 damage to 1 or heal 1. 2 copies of the Stock Wash event. Your opponent puts all cards in their stock and put it the same number of cards from the deck in your room. Choose up to 1 character in your waiting room and return to your hand. So Stock Wash and Salvage. 4 copies of your finisher. Choro Gone Breath Iruru. Climax. So Climax combo. When searching for treasure placed on your climax area, you can pay 1. If you do, this card gets the following ability until end of turn. Auto. This ability activates once per turn. When damage dealt by this card is cancelled, you may deal X damage to your opponent. X equals the number of this card's soul. When this card attacks, reveal the top card of your deck. If that is a human or dragon character, you may deal 1 damage to your opponent, and has a base soul of 3. 1 copy of Choro Gone Breath Toru. When this card is placed on stage, you can draw 2, ditch 1, and when this card attacks, you can discard 2. If you do, put the bottom 4 cards of your opponent's deck in the waiting room and deal X damage to your opponent. X equals the number of climax among those cards. So Icy Tail. And then running 8 climax cards. 4 copies of Search for Treasure, which combos with your level 3, and 4 copies of a Dragon's Reserve Power, which combos with your level 1. Alright, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, check EncoreDecks.com and link below to see an overview of this deck build.